There is a need for better gap analysis. Gap analysis today is done by comparing actual outcomes with expected outcomes. The comparison is based on monetary and quantitative outcome goals. This is an after-the-fact information approach that is useful for detecting that there is an issue. You need to know why the difference happened. Typically, a management would take an external action, that is, reducing costs, increasing prices, etc. The current approach of focusing on monetary and quantitative outcomes, while useful, focuses on symptoms but does not solve problems. Change one external factor and another becomes a problem. Also, you do not know where the issue will pop out and if it is related to your capability actions. You need to get in the weeds of organizational functioning to find the problem. To do this, it is suggested that a three-stage gap analysis be used. The three-stage approach adds two more easy-to-use steps beyond the current method. Stage 2 uses analytics that deal with semantic analysis of properties between actual and planned support of the measurable goals. Properties like skill level, importance, impact, risk, and others change as time moves on. The difference helps explain the gap in measures achievement. Stage 3 uses analytics that trace impact paths to identify where the problems are occurring. Along with the three stages, there are three perspectives to effective gap analysis. Most approaches use only two, the expected and the actual performance. However, the expectation was based on the original situation analysis and represents an as-is type of situation. That means there are three situations of interest: the original assessment, the expectation, and the actual results after strategy execution. These three perspectives properly analyze the gap situation. A key part of gap analysis is the improvement of the analytics from monetary and quantitative to adding high-value semantic and relationship types of analytics. Three of the most useful analytics to add are property impact, path-to-point analysis, and composite ranking of several variables. Each of these analytics come with easy-to-use click-type workflows that make the manager or analyst more productive in decision-making. The result of a gap analysis provides the strategist with information for adjusting and adapting strategic direction. For example, whether to continue the direction selected, alter all or parts, abandon all or parts, or modify the direction. In some cases, you might start over. Once that decision is made, it must go through the alignment sequence again to understand the likelihood of success. Let's look at a few examples of useful gap analytics. The first is property analytics. Properties are the characteristics that describe the details of a strategic planning component, such as a list of strategies, initiatives, projects, goals typical of strategic planning efforts. Useful properties are importance, risk, impact, difficulty, skills, and so on. The management question asked is, do we have the level of skills needed for a difficult initiative? Property analysis answers that question. Path to point is a technique that identifies the lineage of external influence to execution. You can trace the connection from the external environment all the way to operations. That trace shows if there is a continuous link to execution from each strategic initiative direction. It is used to identify gaps in the lineage, conflicts of properties across strategic components, and provides the strategist with likelihood of success of a particular strategy. Strengthen and increase the insight of analysis by using a composite algorithm such as for ranking. This algorithm provides the strategist with stepwise capability to add variables to a ranking. Most methods allow for 2 or 3 variables, as that is easy to display as a 4-box with a bubble for a third variable. The composite can accommodate 10 or more variables and create a more informative ranking. How do you know that the strategic approach you use is doing what you need? If you are close to your expectations, then all you need is minor adjustment to the material used in the process. If you missed the target by more than 4 or 5%, then you need to look at the properties to assure that the support is correct. An adjustment of the properties is what is needed to fix that. If you have missed the goal by more than 5%, then you need a recycle of the strategy management process. What happens after gap analysis? The next step is deployment and update of any strategic methods already in place. An organization might be moving from existing strategic planning methods or from a situation where there has been no formal strategy management. In either situation, some migration thought is needed. Those doing the strategy work can use the methods described in this series of videos. Training and assistance in modernizing and transforming your strategy efforts will ease the pain of change. Here are sources of support for the techniques described here. Knowledge Consultants, Inc. and its partners provide worldwide support in strategic management as well as other disciplines.